Hey. Okay, listen, I'm making it now. So, lately I've been asked by numerous amounts of people to do, my view on Phil Robertson, why he was kicked off A&E. A couple of my friends asked me, well, since the channel isn't very popular, not really, people on YouTube especially, but once my channel grows and all that, it seems pretty cold outside. Looks very cold, so I'm just staying in bed warming up. So as you can tell from the last video, I haven't really gotten a haircut. Look at all the shaggy stuff. So as my view was just the day before Christmas, and so it's Christmas Eve today, so if I don't make a video tomorrow, then Merry Christmas to you all. Now to the point of Phil Robertson. Okay. Why was he actually suspended? For his anti-gay comments? Like, I think that's probably why. But I'm not saying that that's necessarily the fact. I mean, okay, yeah, that was probably the biggest reason why he was kicked off, but I don't think that's what he should have gotten kicked off for. You don't get kicked off for making an anti-gay remark. For a lot of things that I know of, Canada and the United States, so where I live in Canada and where Phil is in the United States, we both countries have equal rights and all that. Everyone's treated the same, or that's how it should have been. We have the right to speak and to say what we want, but it turns out that when you actually speak your mind, you get punished for it. When you actually use a right, you get punished for it. Explain to me how that's possible. We get these rights and we can't even use them. That's pretty stupid. So I'm today risking my neck out on YouTube right now as I speak, that my channel may be closed or taken down. This video may be removed. Who knows? So on a video that a couple of videos I watched last night, around 9 o'clock, 9:30ish. If you want to know when I watched them, I forget most of the videos, but they were talking about how Phil was making his anti-gay comments and a reference to the African Americans. I don't know the whole story on the African American part, but the anti-gay comments were true. Yes, he made them, but he was punished for speaking his mind, using a right, as I've said many times before. I'm not that big of a politic guy. As you get to know me, I'm more of an automotive car guy, stuff like that. But I'm also a Christian, so I have to, it's not necessarily a job, but I support Phil with what he did. And he didn't back down. Most people just under pressure crack and don't want to do the interview. Now the interview that Phil had got was for GQ, I think it is, magazine, JQ, something like that, GQ, which is apparently a gay straight magazine. So from what I've heard, that's what they are. But how is it that we can use rights, get punished, and he was stating the facts of what it said in the Bible, and we get punished for this yet too? In the Bible, it clearly states that homosexuality and bestiality are sins. But when you ask a priest of what he thinks about homosexuality, he's gonna kinda say it's a sin. And so by him comparing it to, say, bestiality, they're both sins, yes, but people need to understand, and I don't want to offend anyone in here, but if you become offended, in reality, I really don't care. I have offended people before, and I can do it many more times. I really don't care if I offend someone. Say, if it's my girlfriend, then it's a different part. But for the most part, you shouldn't be... It's not an anti-gay comment that he made. It's not saying everyone should be hetero. Although, that's what he is saying. It's what it says in the Bible. Men and women were made to be together. That's just how we were made too. We were made, say, how are two guys going to reproduce? Like, how the heck does that work? And Phil states, again, I don't want to offend anyone, but if you do, whatever. Phil states that a woman's vagina has more to offer than a man's anus. Yes. Women have more than guys, I guess you could say. One of the things that we face constantly in this world is when you make a family, you don't want your kids to go gay, or you don't want your kids to go lesbian or whatever. You don't want that, because at some point in time you're going to want grandchildren, and by them being gay you're not going to get any. Unless they adopt, but then that's a different story. That's a completely different thing. So, by, say, if there is anyone that becomes offended from my comments on why Phil was suspended, say if it's one of my friends or something that become all of a sudden offended by this, or family or someone, I apologize, but being gay is not the way you should go. We have the right to speak our minds. We have the right to do whatever, almost whatever we want, pretty much. We have rights. But I don't believe in censorship. Someone that can tell me, I don't think that there should be people that can tell me what I can and cannot say, because we have the right to speech. So why is it that when we have this right to speech, we can't even use it? Because people are always censoring us of what we actually want to say. Say, someone makes an offensive YouTube video. It gets taken down after a little while, right? So, does that mean my video is going to be taken down, though? Because of the way I'm supporting Phil? Now, there were even people who were disagreeing with Phil and agreeing with him at the same time. They say, they disagree with him and they support him. Okay, he didn't back down, and Mr. Robertson is Mr. Phil Robertson, as you may address him, or in whichever way you want, is he works at a church. He's the priest or preacher or whatever you want to call him, minister of a church in Louisiana, as far as I know. So if you ask a 65, 67-year-old redneck from backwoods Louisiana who's a minister or priest or whatever you want to call him, I'm going to call him a priest, about what he thinks of homosexuality, you're going to ask him that. Well, I got some news for you. You're going to get, it's a sin, there's more offered and all that. And I think, as I speak, more and more people, if anyone watches this video, if anyone even cares about this video and gets bored of it right away, I'm sorry, but if you want to know my opinion, keep watching. But I should have said that in the beginning, but based on what Phil has said and what A&E has done right after, got really long bangs in the front. Based on what he says, I can't exactly pull up a clip of what he said, but from what I know and from what I've heard of, Phil has done the right thing. He didn't back down. He spoke his mind, used a right, but he gets censored and punished and all that for speaking, for doing what I'm doing right now, for talking. He gets punished. It's stupid, and it's how corrupt this world is. I don't want to go into a big finance thing here right now, but if I must, I will. Right now, say a person like me who's 15, 16 years old, trying to move out of the house is not easy. You need a job, you need to save your money, you need to do all that. Some people can't move out of the house until they're 20, if not older. You can't necessarily judge someone by the way they speak and by the amount of money that they make per year or hour, whatever. You can say, oh yeah, that sounds good, but when you look at minimum wage, it's a different thing. So it's kind of two topics in one here. So, and yes, for all of you who become offended by Phil, for all of you gays out there that are offended by Phil, I kind of think, what is the point to being gay? Like, really, what is the point? It's kind of like, okay, what you have here is, by being straight, right here, you have, say, a taco. Okay, everyone loves tacos. Or actually, you know what? Let's go bacon, because everyone loves bacon. So, we got ourselves some bacon here. Okay? See, imaginary piece of bacon. And by being gay, we have a carrot. Actually, no. Well, okay. Instead of having a carrot, here you have whatever fruit, vegetable, whatever kind of food you hate the most. So, everyone loves bacon. But you hate this one fruit, vegetable, food thing. So, by this, people are sometimes encouraging and congratulating people on being gay. That just seems a weird thing to do, if you ask me. Um, lately, I've heard a couple things or I've seen a Facebook picture before, um, on the difference between being gay, or being homosexual, and being a Christian. By being gay, you get more attention from the media. By being Christian, you're pretty much being told, yeah, keep it to yourself. No one wants to hear your story. Well, that's not the case. If you're confused by what I speak of, I can make a correction video whenever. And it's kind of the way that this world is going. We're supporting gays and lesbians and trisexuals and whatever this is, but in reality, I don't think we should be. I don't think we should be supporting them, congratulating them. People should be, if it says in our rights, people should be treated equally, then why is it when the media finds out that someone's gay, it's all over the media? Everyone knows that that person is gay. But when someone speaks out that they're Christian, what happens? No attention. None at all. So what you could do to get more attention is you can be a Christian, but admit that you're gay. But you actually aren't gay. You're just doing that so that you can get more views or whatever on YouTube, or more likes on Facebook. That's how I kind of see some things. Okay, for example, when Paul Walker dies. When Paul Walker died, it was boom, 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 boom. Everyone had it. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything. Posts and videos and everything was put up. It's the same thing when someone admits that they're gay. If, say, big rap star LL Cool J, or a big rap star, say Exhibit or Eminem or whatever, admits they're gay, what happens? Their views will skyrocket, higher than what you think they are. If Psy were gay, from Gangnam Style, if he were gay, he would get more attention than ever before. He made YouTube hit 1 billion hits. And counting. Some people still watch it. Some people may have been told, some people may not have been. But there's just one thing that I think that is the stupidest from this entire vote that A&E kind of did. Their choice that they did. Okay, they have a grenade here. Okay, here's the pin. My thumb is the pin. Into pocket. They pull the pin on the grenade and put it into their pocket. Yeah. If they don't, some people are going to the extent of taking their call or talking to their service provider for cable or satellite or whatever, and absolutely staying away from A&E completely. No A&E channel, so they're not going to watch Duck Dynasty. Maybe on OLN they will, but they're not going to watch it on A&E. Therefore, A&E's making money. So when you boycott them and don't pay any attention to them whatsoever or anything, they will eventually go bankrupt. Right now, Duck Dynasty is the #1 watched reality TV show, or is the #1 watched show on satellite, on right now. So by losing that TV show, what do you think happens? They lose millions and millions and millions of dollars. But for these guys, they bring in, if I remember correctly, $4 million a year. I think for each one of them. That is a big amount of money. Say, right now you work as a taxi driver or a mechanic or something. Kind of your dream job that everyone wants to be an actor and bring in that amount of money. These guys have it, but they don't use it like everyone else does. They're different. People think that a different style of what we are now, some people, if they were to get $4 million a year or whatever, would spend it on Ferraris and big mansions. But look at what they have. It's like that $4 million is hiding. They get so much money. Their show is how they made all that money from building these duck calls. Now, it says clearly, or Phil, when you see him, is he necessarily in a church every single time speaking that homosexuals are sins? No. I've never seen an episode like that. And I've watched almost all of them. So you can't tell me, you can't tell us that he doesn't express his opinions on the show. No kidding. He doesn't want to get kicked off of it. By not being on that show, okay, the #1 question is, how would everyone else react? Okay, the Robertson family launched their official statement. You can look it up on, if you go onto Facebook page, there's boycott A&E until Phil Robertson gets put back on. I think you can find it there. I don't know. So, I challenge every one of you who watch right now to post up on the comment section below what you feel of why Phil Robertson was suspended. What's your opinion? If you agree, disagree with him. A lot of people take it serious, a lot of people don't. So that's all the time I have today. I should have stopped it about 10 minutes ago, because otherwise I have to get a text from Google saying I can verify it for over 15 minutes or whatever. So, do the challenge, and yeah, okay. See you guys later.